See, perfect. We're live and recording as well. Let's get into it. So, guys, thank you so much for coming to this call today. It is my absolute fucking pleasure to be presenting this amazing thing to you guys. And I'm not going to lie, I'm cutting my heart open here and I'm showing you everything. 1 year ago, I did this exercise, and through a lot of deep journaling and trying to understand myself, I arrived at this point. Um, this exercise is basically aiming at being able to understand very deeply yourself, your goals, and your drive vacuums. And once you're able to understand that, you are able to tap into a relentless, unstoppable, and fucking boundless source of discipline that you have to pursue your goals long term. And that's something that you need in order to be successful, because when you start pursuing a goal, it's going to be really fucking hard. And I want to explain first of all this framework, and it helps a lot to understand it like this. When we are setting a goal, what happens is basically that we are all of a sudden observing this higher self. And this higher self, this becoming self, is different than our current self, and it helps to see them as two separate entities. So a goal is not really the goal in and out of itself, is actually a character transformation, is becoming he who can attain that goal. If I want, for example, a Ferrari, it might seem like a very shallow goal. But in reality, if I want a Ferrari, I have to develop discipline. I have to build a business. I have to learn new skills. I have to learn to sell. I have to build a product that people actually want. I have to understand the market. I have to do a lot of stuff. And I have to prove to me, to myself, and to the universe that I am able to pursue this long term, because it's going to take a lot of time sometimes. And you really need to be prepared to be denied many times by fortune itself in order to be hardened by it, if that makes sense. So now I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to share with you this post that I made with regards to this. So this is how to set goals like a millionaire. I want to welcome you all to the nature of aim. So this is an exercise that will uncover your drive vacuums and will allow you to unleash on relentless discipline. A year ago from today, I did this, and now I shall expose it to you so you can benefit from my example. Copy my framework and use it for your own benefit. And I'll explain it everything as we're going through in depth on this community call, and I'm going to be raw. I'm going to go without shame or censorship. And there's a lot of stuff that is extremely and deeply personal to me here, not gonna lie. And I have hesitated a lot to actually share this with everyone, but I understood that if I really wanted to make an impactful change in people's lives, if I really wanted to help people, I have to expose myself raw and honestly, and I have to try to do my best to show you exactly who I am, how I am, what I want, my desires, and hopefully you can learn from that and you can benefit yourself as well. So let's dive deep into it. Like I said, I never intended for anyone to see this, but I'm going to expose it to whomever can benefit from it, because I wholeheartedly believe this can transform entirely your life, just like it did to me. So here it goes. So this is an exercise to discover your drive vacuums. The way we do this is by basically posting many times. Like, let's say
I
we start
cannot
with the goal.
hear for some reason.
Hey Benjamin, welcome brother. Glad to have you here.
Hello, hello.
So,
S-
like I was saying, I'm exposing it all with regards to this exercise, and it's deeply personal, but I'm willing to do that for your benefit and for mine as well, to grow from this discomfort, if that makes sense. So 1 year ago, I set this goal, right? And when I was setting the goal, like I said, the way we do this exercise and the way is the most powerful is to actually discover your drive vacuums, is setting a goal and then asking why. This is called Socratic reasoning. So we set a goal, we ask why that is. Let's say, for example, in my example, so you can use it yourself, because this is an interactive exercise. I don't want you to sit down here, just listen to me and not do shit. I want you to right now open a Google document and copy this shit. Go into the school community, go into this post and copy how to set goals like a millionaire, the nature of aim, and copy drive. Discover your drive vacuums, and we're going to get started with this part of the exercise. We're not going to go through it because you have to go through it by yourself while you are like during this entire week. You're going to be filling up all this stuff, but now I want to give you an example so you can see it, follow it, and next week when we jump on the next call, you're going to come to us and we're going to expose your goals. Because if you say this shit to people, now you have to make it true. Now you have social pressure upon yourself to actually make it come to fruition, and that's extremely powerful. A lot of people say like, oh, you shouldn't share your goals, or you shouldn't because people are going to put you down or whatever. But guys, we are on a community in which we are all like-minded, in which we're all doing the same stuff, in which we're all shooting for this aim, and nobody's going to shame your goals here. I wouldn't fucking allow it. And if they do, you gotta have the absolute personal responsibility to own your feelings, not be a little bitch and say, all right, so why people are shaming my goals? Maybe there's something wrong with them. Maybe there's something wrong with those people or with my goals. What is it? How can I improve? How can I improve upon myself? And how can I either change social circles or change my goals? It's as simple as that. You gotta recognize if you're feeling frustration with regards to a component of reality. Remember that is not the problem. Is not reality itself. The problem is always yourself, because this is the thing that you can control. There's a space between stimuli and response. In that space lies absolute freedom. The way you react to things makes a difference. You cannot control your feelings, you cannot control your thoughts, you cannot control your emotions. But trust me when I tell you that you can and will be able to control, if you just try, your reactions to it. And by controlling that, guess what? The entire structure of reality is going to start changing in real time for you. So, 1 year ago, I set this goal of hitting 10K per month. And I asked myself, why? Why do I want 10K per month? Let's say it's better if you make it a monthly income goal, because it's as tangible as possible. Because if you say, I want to create a community, I want to bring people together, I want to do this, I want to do that, it becomes too airy fairy and you're not able to actually bring it into actuality, and you don't know how to map that into actionable steps that you can achieve over time. So this is why. So I asked myself, why do I want 10K per month? And I said, all right. So the answer is, it will grant me location and financial freedom. So I thought, why do I want location and financial freedom? And I said, all right, so I can travel and network with high status individuals who can finance and help and join my civilizational project efforts. I know it's going already kind of wild. Just bear with me. Why is that? All right. I'll gain power and influence to build my own nomadic tribe that shall become a city state called Gora, and the birthplace of an entirely new human civilization that will create an everlasting legacy to help humanity advance forward and unlock higher levels of consciousness evolution within this plane of reality. Small thing, right? So why that? Why do I want that shit? Like, that sounds kind of like really like a lot of pain and sacrifice that I will have to go to actually build something like that. Why do I want that? Legacy is equal to immortality on my framework. Immortality across time and space. So winning the game of the ego, transcending my character and unleashing my potential as pure consciousness by creating a world that resembles my image and likeness. Playing the game of existence, fulfilling my destiny and allowing me to exert my will to power. I want what all men want. I guess I just wanted more. So now we move on into deeper questions, like why questions to meditate on. And I started meditating on this question. So why do you want, why do you want and your business, I mean, like, why do your business and you exist? Like, other than for the pure purpose of just making money. And I thought, all right, so why am I making this besides just for making money? So I realized I want to help educational content creators start making money even when they are starting out and even zero followers in order to allow them to keep putting out valuable information, keep transforming the world and helping people to overcome themselves, get more guys into self improvement and build themselves up, build trust by improving their lives and helping them achieve their dream, and help others in the process so they can potentially join my nomadic tribe and help me on my efforts to build a civilizational project together, developing a city state and a whole new culture born from the ashes of the Western civilization. If you went out of business, this is the second question, who would care? So, educational content creators and lost, hopeless young men with no direction and grander purpose in their lives because they would have no great mission to accomplish, no greater purpose, nothing bigger than themselves to build towards to, and no tools to actually achieve such higher aims. All right. So if you stop working, would the future would the future of the world be any different? I would say yes. Western civilization would collapse. It's collapsing in real time, just like it's happening right now. And there would be nothing greater to replace it but lower unintentional civilizational players that would not promote human growth and collective consciousness evolution. No beauty, no strength, no greater vision for the Western man. No new heroes would be born out of our culture, and our civilization and collective knowledge could be lost and forgotten. So that's pretty good reason why, right? So would it matter to anyone if you went out of business? If so, who? So right now, maybe this was a year ago. So right now, maybe not too many people. But Fede, how are you, bro? Like, are you still there? I think he dropped out. Anyways, so he'll see the recording. So right now, maybe not too many people, but Fede and Andrea will certainly notice my two very first clients with whom I still work and whom have been with me since the beginning. Also my family, because I would not be able to provide for them, for my parents and help them. I would not be able to offer them the future I want for them. Also my future family, my future wives and children, they would have no legacy and no reason to look up to me. I would be a huge loss for, like, it would be a huge loss for all Western men and potentially to all men across time and space whom would have no higher ideal to aspire to, no greater role model to follow on his footsteps, no greater mission or as an inspiration to build a brighter future and keep delaying gratification, overcoming themselves and turning into what they were always meant to be. Just just think about what would happen if Alexander the Great didn't exist, if Napoleon didn't exist, if Julius Caesar didn't exist. Like, who would be people that we could look up to? Maybe you look up to Sir Isaac Newton, maybe you look up to Albert Einstein. Like, if these people didn't do what they did back in the day, guess what? You wouldn't have those role models in your life. You wouldn't have these greater aspirations to actually fulfill. And it would be harder for you to believe that it's even possible. And that's a great loss because people need hope. So why should extremely talented people quit their jobs, relocate, and dedicate their lives to this thing? Hello, Leah. So duty, honor, and pride to build the future. I mean, the money incentive probably will help, but mainly because what we are building here is something beautiful, a greater ideal, a vision of virtue and progress, a way for their highest potential to be manifested and elevated. Their collective and elevating their collective consciousness into a higher vibrational frequency, connecting with beauty, honor, pride, strength, and pure greatness. Without this, like, what is left? No aim, no mission, no greater ideal. We are building freedom through discipline. We are building immortality for ourselves through legacy. We are making a whole new culture that will spark a renaissance for humanity in arts, science, spirituality, and foster deep rooted human consciousness, connections, a sense of belonging. And this is super important as we are, in fact, a social animal, a tribe, a community, a place to call home, a place you are contributing to, a place you are a part of, a, pla- a place where you don't feel isolated, alienated, disconnected, or atomized anymore, like we do back home in the Western world. A place where we'll have rites of passage for the young, a place where we'll have profoundly transformational spiritual initiations, a place where deep understanding and profound knowledge about the structure of reality and the nature of consciousness itself can be explored in depth. And we can foster healthy living, where we can promote and nurture aristocratic values, reach for greatness, achieve aesthetic beauty through healthy living, delayed gratification, good habits, and selective breathing, not through eugenics methods, but through consensual and ethical ways to protect the higher lineages and promote the evolution of the human race through genetic awareness and conscious decisions upon healthy nutrition, optimal habits, and intellectual and spiritual development to expand all of our consciousness and connect to source consciousness, if that makes sense. So, why do you get out of bed in the morning? So, that's a very good question. So, to fulfill my mission and acquire the resources and knowledge to push forward this colossal task for the improvement of humanity and for the deeper understanding of consciousness and its constant evolution to fulfill this cycle's destiny. Why do you need to make sacrifices for this thing? There's no higher or nobler aim. This is my path to ultimate greatness and immortality. I shall be remembered, and my actions shall echo across time and space until the end of times. I am an undeniable force for my family, for my brothers, for my tribe, for my subjects, for my vassals, for my city state, Gora, for my kingdom, for my empire, for the world, for the entirety of humanity, for the evolution of consciousness in this plane of existence, for my higher self and source consciousness, for God. So, note, fix yourself to fix your business because your business is an extension of yourself. So, with regards to the problem and mission, and remember, each one of these questions, I want you to copy them and start filling them up. You can copy the entire document if you want, and you can just like scrap my stuff, right? I'm already giving you a lecture on it, so you will remember. You can just simply use it as a template and build your own. But this is very important that you actually do this. So if you're in this fucking call right now and you haven't opened a Google document and you're copying all this stuff, you already failed. And I want you out of the call right the fuck now. So do that right now. So, problem. What problem do you see present in the world to solve? Why is this? Why is it important? Or who faces it and why do you want to fix it? So the problem I saw back then was, and I still see, and I'm just fulfilling that niche, like that niche, whatever. The Western world faces civilizational suicide because it has reached the end of its natural life cycle. And young men feel atomized, helpless, meaningless, aimless, and face all sorts of modern addictions designed to hijack their primal and natural drives. So video games to satisfy vicariously their need for progress, status, and achievement, born to calm their lost sexual drive, but not to solve their need for love, connection, and need to produce offspring and see their own legacy being perpetuated across time and endure. Social media for mindless entertainment, content consumption, using gambling, diabolical fucking reward systems to keep them hooked and to substitute real human connections and give a false sense of community, connection, and belonging, and radicalize their views and opinions through echo chambers that lower their vibrational frequency and atomize them even further. Junk food, processed foods, drugs, alcohol, and even normal processed foods that cause disease and suffering, ugliness, and prevent the proper development of their consciousness vessels, their bodies, deriving on a profound disconnection with themselves, an improper function of their intellectual and cognitive capabilities, and therefore an incapability to reach their fullest potential and manifest their profound spiritual growth and understanding of themselves and the nature of reality or the evolution of their consciousness. We cannot seek for the sublime and aim to the highest ideals if our foundation is polluted and infertile. The roots of our tree must be strong and deep enough to reach downwards unapologetically and bravely to the very core of existence and hell itself, for the branches of our highest creation reach high upwards towards heaven. We solve this, and there's no way to tell how high we can go and how much we can actually achieve. Problems will always arise, and there's no utopia state to be reached. But to come to terms with the imperative necessity for constant and continual self-overcoming, and to give full permission to ourselves to aim for the fulfillment of our inherent will to power, to achieve mastery over ourselves and our crafts, to develop to the fullest of our capabilities, our bodies, minds, and souls, and to exert our power with full force and produce miraculous beauty and manifest astonishing creations should be our eternal struggle. So, vision. What is the vision for your company? Once your company has solved the problem, that will, like, what will the world look like? So, here is difficult to tell, right? So, but I dare to say something like a modern renaissance, a golden age for humanity, a place where we can unleash and manifest our fullest potential, something like ancient Greece. Many city states competing between each other on war, art, philosophy, and science. Iron sharpens iron, and man sharpens man. Heroes sprouting across the land like colossal trees to fight for truth, virtue, and beauty, to combat vices, to produce magnificent works of art, perfect our bodies, knowledgeable minds, wise and expanded souls filled with love and understanding. Man reaching the heights of knowledge and profound spiritual insights, pride on their history, culture, respect and profound love for their heroes and forefathers, healthy, beautiful families, strong and wholesome communities, profound sense of purpose and belonging, freedom to explore, build and create, to test the boundaries, to explore from outer space to the depths of consciousness and the furthest corners of the quantum plane. So if that's not compelling, hell, I have no idea what kind of vision you're expecting from me. So the mission, how will you achieve your vision and solve this problem? So I'll start by hitting 10K per month, being able to travel the world, seek the right people to build this with, filter the entire world through my YouTube channel, and leverage the power of my personal brand with the money, time, and effort I'll be able to invest on it with this kind of money and the support of like-minded entrepreneurs and disciples. So since the company's aim is to help educational content creators who are already into self-improvement and share many of my beliefs, core principles, and values, it will be easier to pick from them the best to join this civilizational project and start building together towards this magnanimous vision. I'm so insist that I might not see grow, but many generations after me will still keep building upon the foundations I shall lay for them. That's called legacy. So this is perhaps too complex and deep to use as a public or exoteric mission statement. Still, I'm doing it. Maybe I should leave this as an esoteric mission statement and framework and develop out of this an easier to understand, summarized, and clear cut mission statement that I can actually share exoterically, right, with the world and potential investors if they were or if I were looking for them, right, or simply as a PR statement kind of thing, right? So, what are you building for your future family? What good can you make with the money you make, right? So I'm building a kingdom my children will inherit. Systems for them and all aristocrats within my kingdom to develop themselves fully and fulfill their highest potential, physically, mentally, and spiritually. With this money, not the 10K, scaling up beyond that, of course, I can finance research, build solid institutions for my civilizational project to flourish, promote and sponsor the creation of high art and inspirational masterpieces full of beauty, develop the spiritual foundation of humanity by promoting the deep exploration of consciousness and its expansion and the development of philosophical and spiritual frameworks to face the challenges the future and face the problems humanity will come across in its everlasting seek of meaning and more profound understanding of the structure of reality and the role we play within existence itself. So I believe the other question like this, but I'll respond to the second part accordingly, right? So, what is a huge problem you see in the world you want to solve in the long term, and how does your current company facilitates a potential solution to that problem down the road? So, my current company will help to build the ranks and backbone of this emerging tribe of digital nomads and entrepreneurs who need a sense of direction and a greater mission to rally behind. I will provide them first with the necessary tools to escape the rat race and become financially and location free, and then offer them a chance to partake of this colossal civilizational project. The how goal causality. So reverse engineering your goal. And this is the next part. And remember, you got to do this for yourself as well. So introduction. Step one is define goal. XX amount of money in XX months. So initially, and this is so fucking funny because until I was going to do this live, I hadn't realized I got to this point 1 year after that. And I said to myself, initially 10K in 12 months. And in 12 months, I have achieved it. So it's just kind of really fucking funny. So step two, state the value of a client. First of all, my clients are invaluable because true power lies in winning people's hearts and minds. That's first of all. But for the purpose of this exercise, I'll state the following. Initially, and that was back in that moment, initially 250 for lifetime access to my courses hosted on school. Like I said, that was 1 year before. I have achieved that through a different route. Like about my roadmap and all this stuff. So let's ignore that part. Let's just take this as an example. But it's funny that I achieved it 12 months afterwards, and I set this goal, and I never kind of like really looked back that much to this document. And sharing it with you now, it feels like going full circle. So I fucking love this moment, and thank you for being here and sharing it with me. Truly. So uh, eventually, let's say initially for 250 dollars for lifetime access to my course hosted on school. Eventually 250 per month for the community after it grows beyond the 100 members, and the recurrent fee will actually make sense. This course can be downloaded and copied for those who do not want to stick around for the community, so they do get a lifetime access to my course as promised. The price will be raised to 1,000 for lifetime access to the course and 1,000 recurrent payment for staying on the community and having direct access to me. For one-on-one coaching, 10K per month initially, one hour call weekly, plus access to the community, plus lifetime access to all my courses, plus the opportunity to participate in the competition to form part of the inner circle of this civilizational project, Nomadic Tribe. This last part, I still got to give it some thought. I don't want to make this like a paid community access. People must earn their place here through initiation rituals and challenges, but that's something I have fleshed out better on other documents and frameworks dedicated to that. But it is indeed subject to change, remodeling, and organic development as it unfolds at its due time. So, no need for over planning. Step three is state your sales metrics. And this is the thing that I was talking to you about in our call, Benjamin. These are KPIs, key performance indicators. You get these key performance indicators through actually tracking your key performance indicators. Sorry, and you get these ratios, right? So if you're tracking, let's say, comments that you're leaving, people that you get into the DMs, and people that you get into a call, right? Then you have these three important things. And also when you're closing people. So sales calls, like sales conversion rate. I really didn't know back then yet. So I assumed it was going to be a 15% because it's low enough. I'm having like a actual, let's say, sales script. Usually if you are building a sales script that actually works, right, you know at least a little bit about that. You have read, I don't know, like Jordan Belfort's The Way of the Wolf or something like that. He teaches you how to build at least a decent sales script and teaches you the frameworks behind sales and stuff. So you can get to a 15% closing ratio just by reading that book and building a script with that. So that's good enough. Good fit rate, 70%. Show up rate 70%. Actually, I have 95% show up rate, which is kind of crazy. But that's another subject. So, anyways, so you state those metrics, and then step four, state your appointment booking metrics. So, system name, school warm approach. So, appointment booking rate, 2%. Let's see, extremely pessimistic. I do believe I can get way more than that, but I do invest quite some time on the interactions. It's not cold DMing people. It's a longer, more methodical and slow paced interaction, providing tons of value on comments and posts, and then taking them to DMs to provide more value and book a call. So step five is reverse engineer the numbers. The money goal divided by the client value is equal to clients required. The clients required divided by the sales closing rate is going to give you the good fit calls required. The good fit calls required divided by the good fit rate is going to give you the show ups required. The show ups required divided by the show up rate is going to give you the bookings required. The bookings required divided by the average, let's say, by the average booking rate is going to give you the outreach volume that you actually require. And the outreach volume required divided by days to achieve the goal is the daily activity required. So all metrics should be stated as a decimal, right? Example 30% would be 0. Like 0.30, right? So let's fucking go. 10K divided by 250. All right, so I need 40 clients. Makes sense. All right, so 40 clients divided by 0.15, which is my closing rate, would be 267. So I would need 267 people that show up for a call with me. 257 divided by the show up rate would be 382 show ups required. Yeah, that's the sales. Yeah, this is the booking rate. So I mean, like the good fit rate, right? Yeah, the good fit rate is down here. So this would be the sales closing rate. So if I have a 15% closing rate, I would need 267 people who show up for my calls. So out of 267 people that show up for my calls, I divide that by the show up rate. And what I would get would be 382 people that need to show up for my calls. So out of 382 people, right? I divide that by the show up rate, and I need to be able to book 546 uh, book, bookings, basically. So 546 bookings divided by 0.02. And remember this, I was just doing these projections with my current numbers at the moment. So it would require 27,300 outreach volume, right? So that would be 27,300 comments that I would need to make on school at that moment, right? So then I divided that by 360 days, which is 1 year, 71 outreaches per day to achieve 10K in 1 year. And I would just need that 75 outreach per day to hit 100K, like 10K in 1 year. So I could use my YouTube channel for this, direct people to either a link. This, as you can clearly see, like these numbers were too low. That's why at the moment I didn't know that a low ticket wasn't effective on school. That's why I had to raise prices to make this way more effective. And of course, like the appointment booking ratio that I have here is a projection that is extremely fucking pessimistic and actually has nothing to do with the reality that I achieve later on. But anyways, I could use my YouTube channel for this, direct people to either a link under the description to leads to my IG page and tell them to message me a keyword for me to respond and set an appointment with them. Or I could just set up a Calendly link to set directly the appointment to the call. Let's say I go with Calendly, which I haven't had much luck with in the past, but my intention wasn't this clear. So how many appointments set per day would I need? I would need 75 outreaches, would be 75 views per video per day, right? So how many of these people would actually book a call with me each day? I think it would be harder for me to keep track of all these if I do it with Calendly directly, because I won't be in direct contact with the potential customers to reschedule or to talk in general. And I would not be able to know the volume per day to actually organize my calendar and know how many hours to allocate to book calls on my schedule. So it might be better to simply make them DM me a keyword on Instagram to know who are they and get in contact with them easier. Then I'd just have to talk to them and organically we could book a call. So let's redo this math. Goals required, the whole drill. So let's say let's shoot for more because clearly that was just too fucking low. So now I would need 480 clients to actually achieve 120K to actually make 10K per month. So 420 clients divided by 15, it would be 3,200 That's insanity. Like these numbers go kind of wild. You can see that I needed to go to high ticket, but I didn't see that at the moment, and I didn't believe I could sell high ticket. But that was just a limiting belief I had that I hadn't identified at the moment. So basically, that would mean that I would need a 6,532 bookings required divided by 0.2, that's 326,600 outreach volume required over 12 months divided by each one of the days. It would be like 1,322 outreach per day to achieve 10K per month. So I would need at least 1,322 views per day to achieve this goal, which on YouTube actually sounds kind of reasonable. Like if you're posting every day and you're trying to build this up, like I did went through a different route in the end, as you might know. But yeah, I can get there with consistency on YouTube. The beauty about it is that it is very scalable because of the viral nature of the platform, as long as the content is good and valuable for my niche. But I can really get easily as well to 1K per month at the low end of this with very low views, something around the lines of 70 to 100 views per video. But how many calls per day would that be? That's the insanity. That's something I'm not sure I'll be able to handle. And through direct calls is my main way to change to charge clients so far, because I don't have an automated paying system for this yet. Wait, actually, according to this math. So yeah, the math goes crazy, and you can read it on your own time, but we'll not go through. We will not go for all that. So simply a simple planning for clarity. Let's say introduction. Less is more. Channels. What channels are you going to use to generate appointments for your business? So I was planning to use YouTube and school communities. In the end, I ended up like just going through school communities because it's way more effective in the short term. YouTube is a long-term strategy, and yeah, we can talk about that if you want to ask me some questions at the end or something. So hopefully, sales reps once I'm ready, already making money, more money. So websites and funnels. What websites and funnels will your business have? So YouTube channel that leads to my Instagram page where I'll book a Google Meet sales call that if successful will lead my clients to my BSL on my about page of my school community, and from there to my course on the school community, 250 sell done. Seems easy enough. This funnel actually is not that good. It's kind of like overcomplicated. There are a lot of things that you could fix from this. Don't pay attention to that. It's only for reference and framework. You can build your own with your better understanding now. This is just an example. So products and services. What products, services will you sell with this business? So my course for educational content creators on how to start making money with an audience of zero through outbound sales. The course community, the school community in which is hosted, the direct access to me within this community, and accountability system for them to achieve consistency and succeed at hitting their goal and becoming financially and location free. So the maths. How many units do you need to sell to achieve your goal, and what profit margin are you aiming for? So 2 units must be sold per day, so 250 per day. That would make for 15K in 1 month, give it or take. And profit margins, 66% is a good enough. That gets me to 10K per month profit margins. I can spend 5K per month if it's necessary on outbound and inbound sales reps, retainers, paying the 100 monthly school fee and one payment processing fees and that kind of stuff. Maybe also some of that money I could spend on paying for a video editor or a thumbnail artist. That would be a good idea, especially because I was on YouTube then. Team. What team will you need in place to help you achieve your goal? So I would need an inbound and outbound sales rep, preferably that also handles closing, since this is not a high ticket product yet, but I can do it myself for now. Video editor and thumbnail artist. For now, I can keep editing at the bare minimum and keep doing the thumbnail designs on Canva myself. But as soon as I'm making enough money, this is one of the first investments I'm making. Objectives. What are the core objectives required to achieve your goal? So put out a daily YouTube video and or shorts that require at least 75 to 100 people. So get 75 to 100 views for hitting the 1K per month. how many calls would I have to handle here per day? That would be 1 to 2 calls per day. That's fairly doable. I could do that and easily hit 1K per month. And with that money, since living cost in Serbia is pretty low, um, I was planning to go to Serbia in that moment, paying no attention to that. Um, it's pretty low. Let's see. Use 200 per month or so to pay for editing or something like that, and scale up traffic and sales. Let's say I scale up the traffic from there to 4 calls per day consistently. That would be already making 2K per month, right? So something like that. When I get to 5 or 6 calls per day, I'd have to hire a closer and an appointment setter. But by then, I'd already have the low ticket thing automatized anyway, so I get lost in the mind maze here. I can predict all of that. I'm probably overcomplicating things. So with high ticket and emails, everything seems simpler, but that's just not my framework. Well, that was a limiting beliefs. Emails definitely, like, still you can make it with emails definitely, but emails in the end were never my framework. That's true. But yeah, let's try to analyze other metrics. So I had some other metrics put in place that I was calculating as well, and you can see them on the document. But this is pretty much it. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you, brother.
That was an amazing post and call.
Thank you so much, guys. I hope you really get some value out of it, and I hope you have used this, transpolated it to a full blown Google Doc. And like I said, you erase all my answers, and you use basically the whole framework to build your
Mm.
own, and it's super powerful. Funny thing,
Mhm.
I didn't do it exactly as I was planning it to do it, but guess what? It happened 12 months afterwards. I got there, and that's fucking that feels like fucking magic. But
It's
as
funny,
soon as
huh?
you,
Very
yeah,
literal, right? And that's I've been thinking about that sometimes. Like it can be a very literal thing. So like, how literal do I want to be when I like plant the vision on paper like that? And thank you for sharing your grand vision, brother. It was very nice to hear all the detail and things, for sure, man. And a big part of it overall aligns a lot with the vision I've had, just of rebuilding a society that works better. But you gotta have the dinero to make it happen, right? Otherwise, that's from what I've
exactly,
seen so
brother.
far. Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically the whole framework. It makes me very happy to be able to share this with you guys. Like I said, copy everything,
Mhm.
do the whole exercise for yourself. Take a day, take two if you need to. Go very, very fucking deep. And funny enough, you are actually going to fucking hit it. If you just set it on paper, it doesn't matter that you don't even look back at it. Like, trust me, if you set it on paper, it's going to become a recurring thing on your unconscious mind. And
Mm.
eventually, it's going to happen.
I personally really like the KPI tracking part. And so whilst listening to your speech, I made a one KPI tracker with an a help of AI. Actually, I can show you if you don't mind.
Bro, that's amazing. Yeah, like if you can share the screen, I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure if you can share it, but just like
Yeah,
try.
I'm waiting for your approval.
All right, let me see if there's a message somewhere that tells me. Uh, this is kind of weird. I do not see any buttons for approval shit here. I'm trying to. Can you send it to me like in a, oh fuck, like the only way I think we can do it, because I don't see a button for approval, is,
Maybe in the share screen part because
yeah, I just click on the share screen part, but it
really
doesn't show.
waiting
So
for
you can
approval.
send, maybe you can send it to me on school, like a DM, and I can share it directly.
Let me leave and come back once again. I'll try.
All right. Holy shit, I managed to read all that in less than 1 hour. So I'm pretty
Okay,
proud of that.
all right.
Wow.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I was expecting a 2 hour call or something. I still don't see the thing, but if you can send it to me on directly on a message, that I can just like check it out
Yeah,
and
just you see, it's just like an HTML file. So I can send you, but just if you don't mind, of course.
yeah, like I
So
said, the only problem is that I don't see the way, like it doesn't come across to
what?
me to share it. It
Maybe
literally what it
wait, maybe click on my.
basically this is all I see. So nothing comes to me here, and I
Mhm.
clicked on your profile here, and it doesn't.
Allow shares. Yeah, there's
Oh
allow.
yeah, 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 allow share screen. Yeah, you're right. Let's try that one.
Okay.
Seems good. Let's try
Okay.
that one.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Perfect.
Try it now.
Perfect. Yeah. Now I can. Yeah. Can you see now?
Perfect. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see.
So I made a KPI tracker, and as you can see, so I have like SCR, GFR, SUR, and ABR. So let's say we had 100 sales calls and 5 closes, like 5%. Then out of those 100, only 50 were a good fit. Let's just take as an example. Show up rate. So you booked like, let's say 150, but only 100 came. That's like 6.7%. And then outreach conversations, let's just say you had like 1,000 and you booked 150. So this is basically your metrics. Then what you do is basically take your revenue goal. Let's make it $10,000. Client value per client is actually like how much do you charge for your service? Let's make it 5K. Why not? And then what we do is go to SCR, this part, take these numbers, metrics, GFR, then this one, SUR, which is 0 points, this one, and then ABR. Then let's say days to achieve goal, let's make it 45. And then there you go. So it says how much clients required to reach 10K, how much good fit calls you need, which is like 40, show ups required 80, bookings required 120, and outreach volume 800. And daily outreach needed is 18. Boom.
That's super powerful. So yeah, that's really fucking good. Yeah, I like mine is way more rudimentary. You would say
Yeah.
it looks way less pretty, but it's pretty useful.
It's
It's
pretty
exactly
pretty
the
cool.
same, but it's pretty useful.
And
Yeah,
this got the
this one is
interface,
cooler.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The interface is way cooler,
But this is also quite fun. We can make this like a game system. Like I can gamify this easily.
bro. This is so
Oh, that
fucking
that
cool.
might be
Like
really good idea, actually.
if
Yeah.
you can post that in the community for all
Hmm.
of us, like it's going to be so insane. It's going to be so cool.
Like this one was like so easy to me. Sure, I can. Like why not? That's quite easy. I can actually gamify this, make like levels and let's say daily and weekly, you know, some goals and stuff. That would be even more fun.
Bro, that would be amazing. So, on our next call, Benjamin is going to introduce to us the implementation and gamification of all of these, which is going to be cool as fuck. And I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it. And on the next call, guys, I'm going to be expecting from you that you actually wrote down all the drive vacuums. You ask the whys, and we're going to start exposing ourselves and our vision in our next call. So we're going to do kind of like a hot seat kind of thing. We're going to take somebody, we never know, maybe Rob, maybe Andreas, maybe Reese that haven't talked, but I'm sure he can overcome some public speaking fear if he does this. So we're always pushing to overcome our limits and to place ourselves on uncomfortable positions to actually grow, which is going to be super fucking cool. And yeah, that's going to be fucking amazing. So I can't wait for our next call, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on this one. I hope you got a great value from it. like I said, copy all of these and get it into a Google document. You have the poster, you can copy all the entire thing, and you can basically, like I said, remove my stuff, put your stuff in there, start answering each of the questions. It's going to be super powerful. Take one entire day if you need to do this. Incredibly powerful. Trust me. Like I said, I'm living proof that this shit works. So take it seriously because it will change your fucking life. Delusion backed up just by words is just illusion. But delusion backed up by relentless action, that's called faith, brother. Remember, duty, honor, and pride. I'll see you in the next one.
So only three of us left.
Yeah.
So wait, I'm just curious. Like Leah and Reese, are they brothers? I mean siblings? Because
Yeah,
they got
they are brothers. They are brothers.
I meant like siblings. I was gonna say. All right, man.
Yeah, yeah, they are siblings. So yeah, if you have any last questions, like a secret Easter egg that I can give you at the end.
Did you really like the tracker? Because I made it with the Claude AI. Like you
My
just send.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the tracker
So,
is amazing, and Claude is super powerful. If you manage to
Okay.
get like,
I can
uh,
be a brother. It's fine.
yeah, you're cutting off a little, but we can imagine what you're saying. We will imagine, and we will not like if we knew what you're saying.
yeah, the pride and like we know. So what
Uh,
were you saying about tracker?
hmm,
You were
yeah.
saying something.
Oh yeah. So the tracker is very important to have all the metrics logged in. That's
Yeah.
why, for example, I'm going to show you an Easter egg right now. This is good. You stayed until the end and you get like a surprise bonus.
Yeah.
So basically, let me show you. Let me show you a sales tracker. Let me
Mm-hmm.
put you on the spot, Leah. I'm going to show you the sales
I love
tracker
this.
of Leah.
Lovely.
So here, yeah, we got it.
So
Let
just
me show
allow me
you.
to
Oh
ask
my
a question.
god.
Like, are you documenting and writing down all of your stuff? Ah, on the Google Sheet. I see now.
Exactly. So we have a Google Sheet and we have value comments, leads to the DMs, leads to WhatsApp, post made, people into the community, calls scheduled, calls conducted, unqualified, and closes. And we are tracking that daily, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on the KPI calculation, you have total value comments overall, total
Mm-hmm.
leads into the DMs overall, postmates overall, people total in the communities 7. Let's say, for example, total call schedules 3. uh, Leah started recently, so don't blame her. No, she's doing great. She's doing great. I'm just kidding. I love you,
Okay.
Leah. I love you. So, anyways, let's keep going. We have, let's say, appointment booking ratio. So these are schedule versus
Mm-hmm.
value comments. So here we have 12%, right? Which
Yeah.
is pretty good, right? It's pretty good. And then we have total per month. So per month, you can see that this month Leah has done 246 value comments in total, and
Mm-hmm.
she got 85 people into the DMs. So she basically DM everybody inside the community and extra people outside of the community.
Mm-hmm.
So total posts made, uh, total new people into the community. But we have here very important that we're going to be tracking month per month, which is going to be super cool to see how it goes and fluctuates. It's the appointment booking ratio. So the appointment booking ratio is right now around 12%, right?
Mm-hmm.
We saw the overall here, 12% in total. So next month it should increase to maybe 12%, like not, I mean 15% or something like that. As you get exponentially good, the more you do it, the better you become over time. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. It's super powerful, and then you
Mm-hmm.
get out of that the average booking ratio, the sales the good fit ratio,
Yeah.
the show up ratio, and the sales close ratio. With those things, you know exactly when you're hitting 10K per month or whatever goal you want to hit, and you can identify where are the bottlenecks of your business, how to fix them. You can track per month, and you can reiterate and start applying the scientific method over time to actually build a profitable and powerful business that is not going to die or anything.
Hmm.
So
I see now why you said that mine looked like more beautiful, my tracker. But
yeah.
those four metrics are by far the most important.
I was gonna say it. I've never seen it like that before.
Come again?
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, you were going to say? I couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was gonna say it's so cool. I've never seen
Oh,
it like that before. Oh, I was saying I never saw it like that before. Sorry, my internet is just playing with me today.
mm. No, don't worry about it. So you mean the metrics, or you mean the things before that, all the questions that I did, or what do you mean exactly?
Are you talking to me or to Leah? Because I'm
To
confused.
Leah, to Leah. Yeah. I'm confused as well. Like the internet, Leah's internet is playing with us. So
It's a matrix.
I'm sorry, 'cause I
Matrix,
just
Matrix
started
attack.
doing science and I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore, to be honest. Okay. I was saying that that whatever platform that Benjamin was doing it on is so cool. I've never
Oh,
seen
Claude.
it done like that before.
Yeah, it's super cool. Claude is actually pretty
It's
useful for
yeah.
this kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's a free AI. You basically give him a prompt. I want you to make with the this metric. You have to divide it like this. You have to count like this metric, and yeah, he basically makes you like a HTML file, like a website, and you can track it easily. And it also stores the data, which is like I believe the coolest thing.
Yeah. That's really cool actually.
And the other cool thing is that you can set a theme. So right now, this white theme is just like one of the possible ones that could have made. There's like thousands or maybe millions of ones. I could make like the theme of the Self Improvement Nation. I could make a theme of Harry Potter, of something else, of Star Wars, whatever it is.
Bro, bro, for the next call, made the theme of the Self Improvement Nation. That would be so fucking cool. That would be incredibly cool.
Okay, then the question becomes is like, what is the theme of the Self Improvement Nation? Is it
So
like
just take.
yeah? Is it like
So the theme. Tell me.
yeah? Say it. Yeah, say it.
So basically, you can go here to the About page. You can take a look at the cool stuff that we have here. The new generation of digital nomads. You have Achilles here. You have us just hanging out and doing workouts and stuff. So you have basically all these. You can feed that into the AI and tell her like, "Hey, do that shit." Also, I can share some cartoons that I made with AI about
Hmm.
our pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are pretty fucking cool. I'm going to send it to you now
I
on
think I could
school.
just say make a theme of Bali. It's enough. Honestly. That
It's
would be
way
my
cooler if it's a pass. It's way cooler if it's a pass. But trust me. Let me see. Oh yeah. Here actually we have some. Yeah, I'm going to send you three cartoon pictures, which are pretty
cartoon.
cool.
All right. So there's like a problem since it's an HTML file. Many people would believe that there's a malware in it. So I believe it would be better if I just send a prompt and people would just modify it for their own needs and like what you
You
say.
can post both. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
you can post both. You post like the file, and you can post also at the same time the prompt, so people know how to make it themselves with Cloud. Yeah,
yeah. Because
that
when I've
should
made
give them both options.
because I made one file and sent it to someone, he said like, "Oh, it's an HTML file. There's like a virus in it." I said, "No, it's just like a file with the
Hmm.
document, like nothing in it." I don't even know how to code. Like, and you're talking about viruses and stuff. The cartoons from AIS about self improvement. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, those
Wait,
are.
you've made. Yeah, I really like this one. Why is
Can
your
I
head?
see, please?
Why is your head so huge?
I also want to see
I,
cartoons.
I Oh yeah, yeah. Let me share the screen. It's really fun. So
Bro,
these are the
what?
cartoons.
Why is your
Bro,
head so
AI
big?
makes it like that. I don't know. AI makes you like very like it makes your head very big. This
But
is like that.
you do know that you can like literally transform it and make it whatever you
Yeah,
want.
I didn't pay like a lot of attention into it. I just like did it, tried it, and said like, oh, this is fun, but just like moved on. But it was very fun.
Top secret mission.
Top secret mission. Yeah. AI knows me. Like I didn't say anything about what I was doing, but since we've been talking for a while, she like the AI knew I'm onto
It's
something in
been
the
brain.
jungle.
Now, I get the Bali, I get the top secret mission, but what is the TNT and the gun for?
Bro, we're building a nation. We need power. We need martial power. Not going to work otherwise. So yeah.
Yeah, see now. Yeah,
Uh,
it's gonna be very easy. I'll make this prompt and just
That
like
whole
water.
nation thing is so cool.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna make it in probably
So
less than 30 minutes.
that's going to be amazing, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Leah, for your effort putting like helping everybody to get onto this call. Your amazing job lately. You are amazing, and everybody is basically
Thanks.
praising you. So and you deserve it, truly.
Aw, that's so cute.
Scott, you have to promote her.
Yeah, yeah. Soon, soon. I gotta hire more people so I can promote her,
It's been
right?
like 30 days.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, I think you're saying something.
I want to be in charge now. We can take turns. How about that? Me?
Wait, in George in Georgia. I just don't hear
I
Oh
think he
my
meant in
god.
charge.
it.
In charge. I was saying I want to be in charge.
All right,
Yeah.
tomorrow I'm taking the day off. You can be in charge tomorrow. Take care of the business. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Wait,
Wait, no, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I
No, no,
meant.
I'm leaving.
No,
I'm leaving.
no, no,
No, it's too
no,
late. Too
no,
late.
wait.
no,
You gotta jump on the sales
no.
calls now. Bye.
Wait, is the next call in
I
Monday
don't
or
remember
Saturday?
how to do sales goals. My god.
I'll send you the script. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Bye, Leah. Bye.
Hmm.
What?
Oh
uh,
dear god.
Wait,
No.
what do you say,
I'm
Benjamin?
fine. It's
I'm
okay.
I'm saying I'm
Okay.
confused. Is the next call on Monday or Saturday?
Oh, the next call is Saturday. Saturday. We're no, actually, the next call also is on Friday. We're changing the schedule, and we're going to start doing them on Friday.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, lucky me that I finally quit the job. Because in the Fridays I
yeah,
would usually work.
that's amazing, bro. Like everything is aligned, synchronicities all over.
I
Yeah.
love it.
That's the way it
He's
goes.
always a pro. Love that.
Exactly. So, for the last time, guys, delusion backed up just by words is just delusion, but delusion backed up by relentless action. That's called faith. Remember, duty, honor, and pride. I'll see you in the next one.
I really love your ending. I
Yeah,
had my own one, but
goodbye.
I have my own. Wait, let me do my own thing. Belief plus action equals correction. I
That's
also like that
good.
one.
That's
Yeah,
good.
thanks, man.
If you like mine, you
Wow.
can watch my YouTube videos. At the end of every single
Okay.
one of them, and I have like 200 of them. At the end of every single one of them, I do my ending, like outro. So
Likewise.
I have one. I want to say my one. Happy best day ever, guys. Okay, bye now. For real.
that, that's your
It's
outro.
been too
By
long.
now, for real. I love it. It's so cut
Yes.
clean.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.